But we can't just focus entirely on Mr. Anik Shah or anybody else who's responsible. Those questions will be there, but ultimately, what we want to know is, have you found and will you find a solution to Kashmir? Because we were told that Kashmir was peaceful and that all the problems of Kashmir were over. We were told that, not once but 1,000 times. Now is the time to ask, when and how will you ensure that Kashmir is safe kept? What seems the right thing to do? We will endorse it, we will support. What has happened immediately, what has been done, we've endorsed and supported in our working committee reviews. But something more needs to be done, and we are waiting. That's the reason why we attended the meeting for your parties, is because we wanted to make it very clear that there is something more that needs to be done, and we are waiting. We will watch very, very carefully as to what happens. How soon?
But sir, till date, nobody knows the truth of Pulwama, and investigations, nobody knows how it happened, why, what factors led to it. And do you suspect that Pahalgam terror attack will make the same fail?
I sincerely hope not. Because for everything that happens, there is a context, there is a time and place. And I think that the time and place for Pulwama may have been quite different from the time and place for what will happen now. We will have to figure things out. Let's just hope that there isn't such serious alien that something that needs to be done today will not be done till the eve of elections. So let's give them a little expectation of good behavior. I think we deserve better behavior from them. Let's hope that they will comply.
Since the occasion for talking to you is the Bharat Summit, so I would like to end with another question on this particular issue. Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. I'm in Hyderabad for a 2-day Bharat Summit where more than 100 countries have participated. More than 450 delegates are here to discuss and deliberate on a new global order which aims at bringing global justice. It's an extension of what Rahul Gandhi has been saying back home as far as his Nyay Sammelans are concerned. And this is an event which brings it to on the international fora. Joining me now is a veteran Congress leader and former Union Minister, Salman Khurshid. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
My first question to you regarding this Bharat Summit is that how is this summit very, very significant for Congress? As far as Congress is concerned, does the party stand to gain financially and in terms of diaspora as well?
Well, not financially, of course, because this is still an event which is sponsored by in fact, initiated by the Telangana government. Part of the event is the segment for investment. And that investment put coming into the state of Telangana. So it actually helps the people of Telangana and indirectly, of course, Telangana. So we don't gain financially. We are just lucky that we have a government that was willing to take on this very ambitious event in which we are trying to combine their attempts at what they call rising Telangana, a message they want to send across the globe and to the rest of the country, trying to combine that with the legacies that Congress has had of international connectivity, so that we get the progressive movements of the world closely connected with the Communist Party and with the efforts that we have made to try and give Congress greater substance in its fight against a right-wing conservatism. So the idea of Nyay has become the base for this. Global justice, Nyay across the globe, Nyay in India and across the globe, that's what we aim to do. And if we are successful in that, we will be able to reap gain a profile that we had in the world for the country and for the best minds in the country.
There is so much of uncertainty with Trump announcing the tariff regime, and a whole lot of uncertainties are, are surrounded. Will the summit come up with certain answers which can really counter to the kind of global order which Trump is trying to bring in?
Well, see, this of course requires governments. It's not possible to do it without governments. And what we have here are a few governments, but we have largely we have people who've been in government or could possibly launch themselves into government in the near future. So the idea is the part of the world public life which is committed to progressive thoughts and progressive ideas should be interconnected. We believe that we are connected with progressive ideas, and I think the idea that Rahul Gandhi is given to this country is about as progressive as you get, going far beyond everything that they thought of in terms of social justice past, much greater, much wider, and much deeper, etc. Now, if we connect that with the rest of the world, the progressive ones of the world, we would then be part of the emerging global order, whether it happens today or it happens after governments beginning to change and so on. But meanwhile, we must also come up with some responses. There haven't been from Canada perhaps has responded, UK has responded, Europe a little bit here or there, etc. But the 90-day pause has given people time to breathe and so on. But some consider qualified volatility response given to what is perceived by President Trump as a new global order is necessary, and hopefully something like that might emerge from me.
What about the footprint of the overseas and the diaspora which Congress is trying to bring in? Is there some kind of a new approach now which the party is looking at in terms of increasing the footprint of the diaspora? Because in the past, and since the Nehruji's time, Congress has worked a lot on foreign relations. But BJP seemed to have worked overtime as far as its diaspora is concerned, its overseas friends were concerned. So is Congress also trying to take a similar approach, or rather a more aggressive approach?
Well, let's just say that we have reactivated our attempts to reach out to diaspora. Diaspora has been a very important part of the Congress worldview in the past. Whenever we had the AICC conventions, our leaders from the rest of the world used to be present, used to come. We got so preoccupied with what was happening at home for almost a decade that we lost much of the connectivity. And then a whole new generation has come in the world. A lot of Jews who've gone from India have stayed on. A lot of migrants, different parts of the world. And therefore, an outreach to them was necessary. This has provided a very interesting way in which diaspora that's connected with progressive movements is getting connected with us once again. And diaspora that we can reach out to directly, and we have reached out to directly, is also getting connected. Many of them you will see at this conference. So let me just say that we have gone back to the good old days of our glory across the world, where we had very, very strong connections. And if we were somewhat sidelined and we were bypassed by the BJPs and etc. in the past 20 years, what time has come for us to get tired and reclaim the legacies that we have.
Coming to those tough questions related to the Pahalgam terror attack which happened, do you think that whatever government said in your party meeting which happened yesterday, they said that they did not inform the enforcement agencies and they opened the area for the tour operators? Now, was that something on which now Congress needs to ask some very tough questions, apart from expressing sympathy and empathy?
Yeah, well, see, our first reaction to all this, it should not appear that we jump down somebody's throat because they made a mistake. This is a matter of great tragedy inside, but we feel distress, we feel agony, pain of people who suffer. And the whole country, I believe, has this sentiment that we've expressed. But of course, as a responsible opposition, we left something more to do. And therefore, we encouraged and we were happy that they called everyone, all the political parties, to address them, to tell them about what has happened. We were disappointed that the Prime Minister were not. But nevertheless, we went, our leadership went and made whatever contribution people made. The basic thing is that we are not going to score points. We are not scoring points, despite some very important questions that arise. But there will be a time and place for those questions. The questions have to be asked. Let me just say this much, that whatever has been done already by the government, and whatever else the government can do and will do, will have our support as long as it remains targeted at the best interest of our country. It'll have our support. But at the same time, with the responsible opposition, we'll have to ask questions. There are things that need to be answered.
No, but Congress does take a sensible approach when it comes to episodes like these. But when you're dealing with a party like BJP, which almost follows like a guerrilla style of politics, getting back at the leg of everyone. So do you think that this kind of an approach will really work as far as Congress is concerned? Because Prime Minister's absence is not a small thing. An important terror attack takes place. And we do need to ask some very tough questions, whether it was Prime Minister's absence or the entire approach which the party...
Questions are going to be asked. But as I said...
No, but will it not be very late by the time those questions come?
These are not things that will get late. These are not things that people are easily forget. But at an appropriate time, and when I say late, it doesn't mean that we will postpone it for a year, 6 months. It's not that. But suitable time so that there isn't an unsavory haste that something is happened and we start asking questions. We can't behave like the BJP because we do believe we are different. We can't behave like the BJP, but we are conscious of the expectations and we are conscious of our duty. We will perform it.
No, but you remember in the past when UPA was in power, whether it was a 26/11 attack, whether it was scams like Commonwealth Games or others or whatever, immediately the heads got rolled when Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. So why not ask for Amit Shah's resignation or some kind of a tangible accountability which needs to be faced?
These kind of demands are being made by the Congress party. But we can't just focus entirely on Mr. Amit Shah or anybody else who is responsible. Those questions will be there. But ultimately, what we want to know is, have you found and will you find a solution to Kashmir? Because we were told that Kashmir was peaceful and that all the problems of Kashmir were over. We were told that, not once but 1,000 times. Now is the time to ask, when and how will you ensure that Kashmir is safe kept? When will you do so? Because it's not only a matter of national pride. It's not just a matter of sovereignty, but it's also a matter of how people of Kashmir have felt throughout the period in which it's been said for them that they are safe and they are comfortable, and now they are being told that look, somebody made mistakes, etc. So there is an accountability that must out.
At the Cabinet Committee on Security, which was held 3 days ago, they took some 5 decisions as far as the retaliatory measures were concerned, where they suspended the Indus Water Treaty, they downscaled the High Commissions, they closed the Atari border. But do you think that's enough? And if you say that they are supposed to come up with a solution, how they will deal with the Kashmir problem, according to you, what could be that one solution which will recap?
We can only say today that what seems the right thing to do. We will endorse and we will support. What has happened immediately, what has been done, we've endorsed and supported in our working committee reviews. But something more needs to be done, and we are waiting. That's the reason why we attended the meeting for your parties, is because we wanted to make it very clear that there is something more that needs to be done, and we are waiting. We will watch very, very carefully as to what happens, how soon that will happen. The pressure, of course, is something that's unavoidable. The pressure will grow on them, as indeed pressure will grow on us to ask questions. So we can only hold the line up to a point, and after that, we'll have to obviously move forward. They must therefore respond quickly or sufficiently quickly to be able to ensure that we can show to the country that everything is back in a track, and that we now know what will happen. And perhaps that will be shown in the next few days, etc. But we will nevertheless be different from the BJP. We can't be like that. We know our responsibility, and we know that people expect us to be responsible.
But sir, till date, nobody knows the truth of Pulwama, and investigations, nobody knows how it happened, what factors led to it. And do you suspect that Pahalgam terror attack will make the same fate?
I sincerely hope not. Because, for everything that happens, there's a context. There is a time and place. And I think that the time and place for Pulwama may have been quite different from the time and place for what will happen now. And I do believe that accountability is even more urgent now, and that it'll have to be. And if the statements that are coming from government officials and statements are coming from people in rights position that cover, there is a nervousness that's indicative of their sense that there is a lot of pressure. So let's just hope that they will come up with years at the beginning.
But do you think that whatever military action, if the government is mulling over, should be taken up soon after taking all the parties into consideration?
I know that all parties cannot be consulted about a military action, and I can't predict or insist that be done within certain parameters, because that will obviously have to be left to the military. But as I said, whatever is good and right in the interest of the country, we will support. But these questions have to be put to the government. They can't be put to the opposition. We are not at government. So it's all our responsibility. Our responsibility is to ensure that the government are direct.
Last two questions, and I'm going to wind up the interview. That what if the government takes of a military action which is closer to the Bihar elections? I'm just giving it a loud thinking. What happens then? Obviously, the BJP will try and capitalize on it. Again, the opposition will go on a backseat. They wouldn't know what to do.
Well, we will have to figure things out. Let's just hope that there isn't such serious urgency that that's something that needs to be done today will not be done till the eve of elections. So let's give them a little expectation of good behavior. I think we deserve better behavior from them. Let's hope that they will comply.
Since the occasion for talking to you is the Bharat Summit, so I would like to end with another question on this particular issue. That are we looking at projecting, or is the party looking at projecting Rahul Gandhi as the real Vishwaguru through this summit?
Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the center of attraction for these people who've come here. When we were negotiating, inviting people here, there was only one question repeatedly asked: will Mr. Gandhi will Mr. Gandhi greet us? Will Mr. Gandhi be available to us? So please take it that as far as our understanding and our discovery is, that the progressive world and the progressive way already treats up as a very, very important figure, a very important face. Now it's a matter of how much more we can do with it, or how much stretch we can take. We don't go into labels of somebody being a guru or not being a guru. I believe that he has a role to play in the world, and he has a role to play, of course, in India. And I do hope that this platform will consolidate that role and will give the right projection that the progressive movement needs to. Thank you so much. Thank you.